Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News.
Well, we're changing the conversation now. Corporate workplace productivity describes the amount of work a staff can do within a certain number of hours or amount of labor cost. It also relates to how efficiently workers accomplish their company's goals and produce goods or services for customers.
A productive workplace not only benefits the workforce, but also the customers and investors. When employees manage their time and produce work without defects, one gets greater output for the labor and material cost. In fact, that's still a big problem in Africa. Thus, profitability increase, waste are reduced, and investors are satisfied.
Well, Ayo Akinmade, a workplace expert, joins us now to discuss corporate workplace productivity. Welcome to the show. Great to have you. Well, you had that definition there, and I just want to ask you, what is productivity really? Is it beyond resuming to that desk, performing your job description and earning your pay at the end of the month?
Effective action rather than just the presence. Productivity is not just about I showed up, but it's about what I achieved in the time that I have put in. So effectiveness and efficiency are the two keywords when you're looking at productivity.
What are the absolute necessities that have to happen in a workplace to say at the end of the day, this has been productive?
So first, you need to have the tools to be able to be productive. The employer needs to provide the tools, and the employee has to bring himself and his attitude. You then have to define what work is required and be very clear about the work that is required, so that before the start of work, the person understands exactly what they need to do. They have the tools to do it, and therefore it's a relatively straightforward process if they have been trained and they're competent and they have the right attitude to be able to achieve in the time scale.
Let's talk about workspaces. Because of demands and urbanization and the cosmopolitan feel cities are having these days, getting a workspace is a big challenge. Hence, this idea of having a working space where people can share and still sort of like incubate and have productivity. I mean, you are the CEO of Lagos in Nigeria, a top workspace, and you have periodicals and research. What are some of your research findings as regards getting office spaces and work culture in Nigeria?
So you have problems, infrastructure problems, locational problems. You have all kinds of problems to establish in a workplace. So what we have done is to establish locations, we call them centers, where you can pop in and be productive. You don't need to worry about light, water, internet, and the likes. You just need to show up with your work tool, a laptop, or telephone, whatever it is, and your brain, your attitude. What do I want to come and achieve? What you then find is once you have that ease of the infrastructure, of the environment, and the person, you can then proceed forward to actually achieve whatever it is that is the task that's been provided, that's been asked of, rather.
Mm. So as regards to the productivity and the work culture, I know you guys have some research.
We do.
So can you spill out the data? Spill out the data as regards that. I know Lagos does a lot of research. I mean, you guys, I remember there was one that you said over 60% of Nigerian workers are depressed. There was one research point like that. I mean, just...
So let's talk in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Part of that research, the 60% are depressed, is the time it takes to get to work. You find most workers 4 a.m., 5 a.m., especially in Lagos, they have to leave, to be able to achieve. How do we solve that? We have different locations where you can drop in. So you can sign in Ikoyi, or you can sign in Lekki, or wherever, and still be productive. Some of that research also says, why must people all come together into one space to work? Why can't you work wherever you are and use work tools? So work tools, technology, work tools, internet, work tools, collaborative sharing of even the forum of the work. So I'm not here to advertise for Microsoft, but they have all kinds of tools that you can use, to do that. So the basic research is first, you need to have an environment that is fast. You need to be able to cut down the time it takes for people to come to work. You need to provide interesting places to work, vibrant places to work. So this trend of co-working, where you have everybody says co-working, but basically co-working is you create an environment and you have different companies in that space collaboratively using the shared space. So you might have a bit of play area, a bit of a refreshment area, a bit of work area, and because you have people within that set of interacting with both their colleagues and other people, they then become more productive.
But not every job, not every employment will, be able to work from home.
Correct.
I understand what you're saying. Working from home, you don't have to be in a workspace. But not every job. For instance, a TV
I was going to use you as an example.
I cannot work from home. I have to be. It's a fantastic workspace here. I'm just saying that not every job can do that. So in that instance, what do we do? And this is very important because the World Health Organization does say that a negative working environment can lead to physical and mental health problems. And so I want to ask you, from what you've seen so far, do you think the Nigerian businesses understand this? Understand the impact of what we're talking about?
Increasingly they do. And why do I say that? Even to the work tools, so the chair you're sitting on, they're going to have an impact on how the person will be productive over time and whether after a few months they have to take time off because they have neck pain and back pain and all these kinds of things. So increasingly, the world constantly gets new information and people are having to react to it and then go, actually, we need to take care of this. We need to take care of the space. We need to take care of making it easier for people to be productive.
Realistically speaking, the Nigerian businessman or woman is thinking about how much diesel I have to buy to power my office. The people have to pay salaries at the end of the month, and then I have to still make profits, at least some profit. And then you have, on the other hand, the growing unemployment rate. A graduate who just wants to make ends meet. And it's not bothered about conducive workspace or job satisfaction. It just wants to earn that money.
In the end, the employer has to understand that if you don't invest in the workspace, it's counterproductive to what you want to achieve. You need to spend as much as possible, making it as easy as possible for the employees and the contractors and whoever you employ to be able to use the space. This is why you have to have one of the best environments you can provide. We have some of our clients that would even provide food on tap in the space. Food on tap, morning, afternoon, night. Why? You then have staff that don't need to go and find food, and therefore they are productive.
Just eating,
just
3 square meters,
and even you can take some home.
Affordability?
Very affordable. When you have a package that puts all of that together so that you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is focus on your business goals. We compare with any other alternative. In fact, we're better in the sense that you then are not distracted dealing with the admin. You just need to, leave it all to us and we'll take care of things.
What are those little things? I mean, perhaps they're in steps and they're in phases. Organizations who can do these bigger, mighty things like moving to a space. They already have an existing space. What are those little touches, that will make the environment more conducive and then work productive at the end of the day?
Even as basic as the lighting in the space. And the kind of lighting that you use. You have to use very harsh lighting here, but there's all kinds of research about the kind of lighting that you use and the effect that it has on people, whether they begin to feel tired or not. Certainly, as I mentioned, the chair. You have to create an environment where people can step off for a few minutes and just relax. You can't work full blast for 8 hours. You have to have a refreshment area. If you can provide all of that, then you have a base to work with. Different businesses have different pressures. In your business, it's time. I'm sure people are sort of wagging their fingers. At other places, if it's an architectural firm, they have to have the space, the work tools that require them so that they can have the size to be able to do what they want to do. There are peculiarities in each business, but if you take care of access, take care of lighting, put some refreshment, some recreational area, create a collaborative area where people can come in and sit, because some of the productivity is linked to I'm thinking about something. And then somebody else hears you talking about it. And that backwards and forwards, interaction actually sparks, why don't we do this? And why don't we think about this other way to do things?
Okay. Thank you so much. I'd like to say a big thank you, Mr. Ayo from Regus. Thank you so much for your time. That brings us to the end of the show. I mean, we've gone from Africa now to the Nigerian workspace.
I love my workspace, but I was going to ask him about that client that serves food 3 times a day.
I know.
Maybe just pay it. That brings us to the end of the Money Show indeed. I'm Adesu Omoran.
And I'm Rufai City.
Goodbye.